This movie has been credited with kicking off the French extremity wave of the early 2000s. They used so much blood in one scene that the cameras were still leaking out fake blood on the next movie that they were used for. I did a whole other video about this movie comparing the Dean Koontz book Intensity, but for now we're going to focus on the controversial twist that this movie takes at the end. So if you want to watch it before we get into that, go ahead and fire up Tubi and get it poppin'. Although I'm not sure if they have the unrated version, just in case you're wanting to get the full effect of how brutal this movie really is. So in the movie High Tension, these two friends, Alex and Marie, they go to stay at Alex's house, her parents' house in the country, to study for their final exams. To keep it short, a killer shows up, murders Alex's whole family, kidnaps Alex, and then Marie pursues that killer to try to rescue her. So this whole time you're following around this guy who has Alex tied up in the back of this giant van, this fucking Jeepers Creepers van, and he's going around just terrorizing everybody, killing gas station people, fucking crashing Marie's car off the road and shit like that. And they have this big battle where they're really just going at each other. And, you know, eventually Marie kills him and rescues Alex. And when she does, you know, she takes her gag off, she uncuffs her and all this stuff and hands her the knife. As soon as Alex is free, she turns the knife on Marie and she's like, "Get the fuck away from me, you crazy bitch." And you're just kind of like, wait, what's going on here? And then she stabs Marie, and we find out that Marie has been the killer this whole time. There is no Mr. Potato Head guy in a big truck that's fucking severed heads. He doesn't exist. It's actually Marie. But then after that, Alex takes off running. Marie goes back after her. And then you kind of see Marie switch back and forth between herself pursuing Alex and the killer pursuing Alex. They also really hammer this home by showing the police at the gas station going over the surveillance footage. And in the surveillance footage, you see Marie with the axe killing the gas station attendant. So there's no way out of it. It is what it is. She is the killer. And this pissed a lot of people off. For a lot of people, this ruined the movie. It was met with mixed reviews when it was released. Roger Ebert gave it a 1 star and noted the truck-sized plot hole in the movie, which he's referring to the actual truck that the guy is driving around in. And I get what he's saying here. You know, where'd the truck come from? Where'd the truck go? Where'd the truck come from? Cotton Eye Joe. It's a tale as old as time. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that there was never a truck, and I don't know why that's so hard to understand. That should be a pretty easy concept. This movie uses the unreliable narrator trick to set this reveal up. I would say it's the majority opinion that this twist ruins the movie, but when people explain why it ruins the movie, they usually explain it as if everything we've just watched is completely literal. This can be really confusing and kind of frustrating, of course, but I feel like with a rewatch, it all makes sense. Some popular examples of this technique are Fight Club, The Usual Suspects, Memento, American Psycho, and Gone Girl. If Marie has been going through whatever sort of psychosis, fantasy, hallucination scenario that makes her think that all of these things are happening and she's actually acting as the hero in her mind that's rescuing Alex, then she probably did all of these things that we saw the guy do. She killed the family, tied up Alex, and took her in a car and not the truck. She went to the gas station. Jimmy, the gas station attendant, either notices that there's a chained up lady in her car, or maybe Alex did escape temporarily and ran into the gas station and was able to signal to Jimmy that there's a problem here. And then Marie ends up killing him with the axe. And then as they're driving, Alex does something to cause Marie to drive off the road and crash, giving her all the wounds because she's all bloody and shit at this point from the big battle that we saw her have with the imaginary man, you know. That could have come from a car crash easily. And then when she comes 2, she's no longer in, fantasy land anymore, so she releases Alex, and that's where we get the end of the movie. All of the other weird things with the killer, like him fucking the head and putting the picture of all the women up in his truck, probably just represent Marie's sexual repression. She is a gay character that has feelings for her friend but never tells her, and I think that's kind of doubled down on, because before all of the killing starts, Marie is watching Alex shower from outside her window, and literally the next scene is like the guy's truck pulling up and he just fucking kills the dad, kills the mom, kills the little brother, and then kidnaps Alex. And it's like, it almost feels like that scene is there to represent this trigger or, this mental break that Marie has. That's all on this topic for now. Let me know what you think about the unreliable narrator tactic in the comments. Does it work for you in this movie or in any movie? The next high tension video I do is definitely going to be comparing the made-for-TV movie Intensity and High Tension. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's on my list. It's guaranteed. Thanks for listening. Good night.